No niin, siitä lähtee. Tervetuloa kuuntelemaan Viking and the Pack podcastia. Sinun juontajasi tänäänkin Janne.
Hey, it's Jaana here with a little soundbite on one of my pet peeves, which is the aversion some people have to exercising dogs. It sounds stupid when I say that, but it most clearly comes out with sports that include pulling, like sledding or bike joring. But most when it comes to weight pulling. And it just perplexes me. It is a sport that the dogs do with high intensity. That is correct. But so are a lot of other dog sports that do not get this negative attention by a long shot. Bodies are made to move. Canine bodies are made to move. Exercise is healthy for their physical and for their mental well-being. But, of course, it goes without saying that healthy exercise is healthy. Exercise always carries some risk of injury. But it is also a big part of injury prevention. When it comes to duxies, that is a huge thing. Duxies with their long backs are said to not exercise because exercise will hurt their long backs. And that is just so stupid I cannot wrap my head around it. Duxies with their long backs need strong back muscles to support that. They need good body awareness so that they are less likely to put a foot wrong and injure themselves. Duxies have to exercise to have the greatest chance of staying healthy, and even if they get paralyzed at some point, healthy duxies with fit muscles and low body fat are more likely to recover fully. Dysplastic dogs should also exercise as well as they can, say the vets, not me, so that their muscles can support their joints. When people have problems in their backs, you do physiotherapy to strengthen. You're unlikely to have to go just lie down on the couch and, it'll go better. It'll be fine. Exercise. Now that's something you should not do. Injuries are unfortunately a part of life. You cannot live without the risk of injuring something somewhere somehow. Dogs are different. Some are calm and slow, and they're less likely to move in a way that will pull something. High drive dogs are way more likely to do anything with the intensity that will result in injury. And when we're talking about weight pulling, mostly we are talking about dogs with big feelings, dogs who want to do something. And when you don't do weight pulling with these dogs, it doesn't mean that the dog is not going to move around and do things. It is just, if you leave them to their to their own devices, they will either go crazy or they will sleep on the couch most of the time. And then when they do get the chance to move about properly, their bodies are totally unprepared for it. And that carries in itself a great risk of injury. Being stupid leads to injuries. Dogs aren't stupid, but we are the ones with the big brains. And we have to be the advocates for our dogs. When your dog has been just milling around in the yard and sleeping on the couch most days, and then you find the time to throw a ball for them, or a frisbee or a stick or whatnot, their bodies are unprepared. They don't have the strength, the agility, they just have the drive, the fire in themselves that tells them to move with whatever power that they have into the direction that their target is going. And these weekend warriors are in a way, way bigger danger of injuring themselves badly than a properly trained dog doing weight pulling. Yes, they look intense. They pull with every fiber of their being. But their body has been prepared for this. Their training hasn't been started a week before that. They have built up the fitness and the body awareness for that pulling. This is not unlike other dog sports, IPO, agility. These two spring to mind immediately, probably because I'm most familiar with those. Dogs are trained to do what they do fast and with high intensity. And I can guarantee you, at any given year, plenty more dogs are getting injured doing IPO or agility than in weight pulling. That does not mean that we need to harass people who do agility or IPO with their dogs for putting their dog's health at risk. Mostly when we see a dog really well, intensely going around an agility course, people go, wow, look at those tight turns and this acceleration and these running contacts. They don't go like, oh my God, what a horrible dog owner is making their dogs do this. That's not something that happens most of the time. When a Malinois goes in for the long attack, that doesn't usually cause a horde of people to come and put angry faces under the video in Facebook because, oh, what horrible people they are doing this to that poor dog. That poor dog is loving it. And that poor dog has undergone more training than most of these people putting these angry faces there. And most likely they have gotten more attention and more care than the dogs of these people putting their angry faces there. Should we now go the way that we start discouraging any activity that carries with itself a chance of injury? So we go with weight pulling and sled racing and agility, IPO. Well, obedience probably has some. There is a jump in there and a retrieve. That should be fast and fancy. Walking in the forest. Going for a walk in the forest. You know, there's uneven grounds there. Dogs do get injured. plenty of dogs have gotten injured just going for a walk in the woods. Is that something that we should discourage because there is a chance that the dog might get hurt? I think this aversion to weight pulling is sourced more in the ignorance than in real care or real compassion for these dogs. There are stupid people everywhere, and no matter what they do with their dogs, it can go wrong. It can also go wrong if they don't do anything with their dogs, because dogs with the intensity to do weight pulling well don't do well just doing nothing all the time. We should try to take a more objective look and evaluate, is that real, what I'm feeling when I look at something? Is that based on some actual knowledge about the topic, or is it just from a place of not knowing what is actually happening there? We should not be that quick to judge things that we don't know that much about. Please, just a little bit more compassion and intellectual curiosity before you make a decision and before you judge.